Mm. Mm. Good morning, guys. Welcome to today's pre-market analysis. Good morning. So we'll start with Nifty itself. So we'll have a quick look at what exactly we have got yesterday. So with respect to the lines we have drawn, so we can see here that the market opened over here. So in the first initial 15 minute, if you see the range, particularly we can mark it between in this first 15-minute range. So I have put the time frame to 15 minutes. So we had a plan to take entry from this particular point if it is sustaining below this level, or either go for the 15-minute chart. I hope my audio is everything is audible, right? Good morning, Dipanshu bhai, Prashant bhai. Audio. I hope my audio is audible. So we had a plan to take an entry if it is consolidating over this point, to take an entry from first 15 minutes breakout, or from this level if it is retesting. So if it is sustaining below pivot line, we were planning to take an entry from the support one. So if you change it on 15 minutes to see, we got a proper retest over here. So what we exactly call this is pullback. So we could have taken a pullback entry if you change it to 15 minute. So we got a proper breakout from this support, breakdown from this support level, and it came up to a particular level and gave a pullback to this. It retested this level. So retested this level, we could have planned an entry over here in a way, keeping here first 15-minute thing as a target, and minimum 1 is to 1 and 1 is to 2 here. So almost 1 is to 2 we got from this particular point. And again, if you see an opportunity at the 15-minute range at this particular point to this support with two of ours. So two opportunities were there with respect to the levels we discussed yesterday. So anyway, we will quickly move on to today's level. So with respect to today's pivot point, it was yesterday, it was on 25,990 something, and today it again lost 90 points. So today's VP is at 25,890, 25,891, 92 exactly, but we will mark it only 90. And with respect to that, if you see the support, one lies at 25,800. So 90 points below 25,800 is where the support one comes. So we are rounding this level off. It is somewhat like 25,802 and all, but we are rounding it off to 800. So support 2 lies at 25,750. So it is little bit. So it is 40, exactly 44. We will mark it as 740. So the ranges are pretty close. So support 3 lies at 25,600. 25,650. So these are the three support levels, and with respect to the resistance part, 25,950. We will mark it as resistance 1 and resistance 2 at 26,038. 40 we will mark 26,040, and resistance 3 at 26,096 it is, so we will mark it as 100. So these are the three levels with respect to today's Nifty points. I will just quickly mark the zones over here for Nifty. So the bullish zone always lies between R2 and uh, R2 and R3, 26,040 and 26,100. So the levels almost changed with respect to the bullish side if we see. And the first R1 we can mark, we will mark the pivot line first with 25,890. So with respect to the support 3, we will mark it at 25,650. 25,650 we will be marking as support 3. So with respect to resistance 1, 25,950. And on the consolidation part, if we see, it will be between the first support 1 and resistance 1, 25,800, and in between the resistance 1, which is a 25,950. We have 150 points a gap with respect to that. On the bearish side, if you see, it is always below support 1, which is at 25,800, and to the support 2, which is at 25,740. So we'll get our pre-market data right now. So we will come back to Nifty again. So these are the levels with respect to Nifty. We will come back and discuss. We will go to the Bank Nifty levels. So yesterday, if you see Bank Nifty also, it was quite bearish on the side. If you see support to 870, it is. So almost 970, up to 970 we got with respect to the Bank Nifty. So we'll mark today's level. So pre-market also opening a slight almost 29, 69, like 40 points, almost flat only, flat opening only. So we'll mark today's level with respect to Bank Nifty. The pivot lies at a very good fancy number. PP 59,111 it is, but we will mark it as 110 for now. And with respect to this pivot line, the support 1 lies at 58,000. Like this is also a fancy number, 888 it is, but we will mark it as 880 or 890 we will mark. And support 2 is at 58,750. 58,750 is the support 2, and support 3 is at 58,520. So these are the three supports with respect to Bank Nifty to the pivot line for today. And resistance comes at 59,260. 260 is where the resistance comes, and resistance 2 is at 59,480, and resistance 3 is at 59,630. 59,630. So these are the lines points levels with respect to Bank Nifty, and we will mark that resistance 1 over here, which is at 59,260, and pivot line comes at 59,110, 59,110, and the support 1 comes at 58,890. So here also it is opening below our pivot line. So we patiently wait if we get a reclaim over this level. or a bounce back from this particular level to the downside. Also, as the rupee is falling, so I still expect a bearish sentiment, but we will wait for that confirmation to happen with a proper volume in the market. So prior price action based volume only. So these are the levels for Bank Nifty, and we will move on to the Sensex part. So Sensex exactly mirrored Nifty 50 if you see. So almost we got our second support, almost it tested on our second support. 670 was our second support, you can see that. So with respect to today, we will mark the levels. So pivot point for Sensex lies at 84,790. 86 it is, 790 we will mark. 84,790. And support one with respect to this pivot level, support one lies at 84,515. 510 we will mark. And support two lies at 84,340. 350 we will mark. 347 it is. Support 3 lies at 84,070. So these are the three supports. So with respect to the resistance part, 84,950 is where the first resistance comes, and resistance 2 is at 85,220 will mark. It is 25, so 220 only will mark, and resistance 3 at 85,390, so 92 93 it is, so we will mark it as 85,400. So these are the three levels with respect to our Sensex part. We will mark the resistance one over here, which is at 84,950, and with respect to changed 84,950, 84,950, and the pivot lies at 84,790. 84,790. 510 is a support. 84. So these are the levels with respect to Sensex. I assume that it is also opening below this level. So we just wait for that particular level to break above this level, or a bounce back from this particular bounce back, not a reversal from this, a rejection from this point. We can trade on the PE side. So any movement above this, you can consider it as a bullish sentiments arrival, and you can confirm it with the volume in that if you when you analyze with respect to the price action. So again, we will go to Nifty. So market will open in 2 minutes, and so Nifty, if we see 890 in Nifty 50, it is opening above this particular level. It is opening above our pivot level only. So if it is sustaining above this level, then we can consider a bullish side sentiments. But until and unless it is coming below this particular pivot line level, then definitely I will go for. If it is sustaining below this level, then definitely it is a bear side for me. We will check the FIA data. Uh, so So nearly FII are turned off nearly 2000 crores from the cash market. But comparatively, if you see every day, we see a similar scenario that DIA is backing. But today, so yesterday, if you see that the comparatively the numbers are less considering the DIA's impact with respect to the FIA sell-off. It is considerably less. So we have to be a little bit more conscious for today. Wait for that proper direction and to take entry. So in DIA FNO part also, if you see, it is net bearish. So we will wait for that first initial start. If it is sustaining above this level, then we can go for that. So see, the start itself, it's dropped below our pivot line. So we will wait for that this confirmation to happen on a bullish side. So until and unless it is below this level, then I am still going with the bearish side only. So any reclaiming, any retesting this particular level, if it is sustaining above the pivot line, then only we can validate or we can consider on the bull side, and we can validate that directional movement with respect to the volume. So right now it is trading below our pivot line. So if we get a retest over this particular level to the downside, we can take an entry. So you will have a quick look at HDFC now. So HDFC is on a consolidation. Not pretty good movement in HDFC on the bank side if we see. So 1 day time frame it is. So it exactly shows an ascending triangle pattern. Let's see what exactly is going to happen with respect to the HDFC if we see. Ascending triangle pattern, we consider it on a bullish when it is on a bullish trend. So if we consider from this particular point, we can slightly consider it as a bullish trend only, and it keep on projecting from this particular zone, which is a flat resistance which comes on ascending triangle pattern. And again we have a uh, higher low pattern forming here. So higher low here, higher low, higher low, higher low pattern. And if we get a breakout over this particular point, then we can consider this baseline to be our first target. So this is what in HDFC, and we used to see was Titan. So Titan again gave a breakout. After the first breakout, it had a slight pullback to this particular zone or this particular level. So now we have a swing low as here. So when we plan for a swing trade, then definitely we can take entry over this particular high over here. If we plan again re-entries or entry, new entry, and I can keep my swing seeing low as this particular. Oh, no, no. So the entry is over here and swing low. So on this basis, 1 is to 2 or 1 is to 1, you can plan with respect to this. So with respect to the Titan, if we see that it has given a multi-month breakout, to be frank. So if I consider it as a good level, so 2 to 3%, we can keep it as a SL, and target for 5%, target it for 5%. So other than that, we will see. So there is Sriram Finance, Zomato is also kind of almost 1%. So Eicher Motors 1.4%. Sriram Finance. So finance is kind of finance, and this metal segments are kind of booming. Health and health. Okay, so we'll have a look at Zomato. What exactly Zomato is giving? Zomato. It, if this gap quota is not yet filled. So Zomato is up today a little bit. So we'll wait for Zomato also. If we get a proper entry over here, I'll notify you guys. FACT Tata Motors. Tata Motors is down only. KIFCL. So we'll quickly come back to Nifty. 50 seat is first is still there, so we can mark if it is coming above this, if it is sustaining above this particular level, then only we can consider a bullish move. Then after uh, this confirmation, validate that direction with your volume in the market. So we wait for that particular thing to happen, either if it is sustaining below or above this thing, then plan an entry according to the direction and validate it with the volume. So that's all for today, guys. I'll wind up the session today. So we'll meet again tomorrow, and thank you so much. I wish everyone a good day. पुट या कॉल पे एंटर करे ज्यादा क्या रहेगा, मतलब जब भी भाई सूरज भाई अगर वो नीचे इस लेवल की नीचे रह रहा तो तब जाके मैं पुट की एंट्री का सोचूंगा। अगर इनके ऊपर सस्टेन कर रहा है तो फिर बुलिश सेंटिमेंट्स रहेगा थोड़ा, और फिर एंट्री प्लान इसी ऐसे करेगा कि अगर वॉल्यूम हमें सपोर्ट कर रहे तो एंट्री ले सकता है ऊपर के लिए, मतलब इसी तरह फर्स्ट टारगेट यहाँ R1 पे रख सकता है। अगर उसके ऊपर भी सस्टेन कर रहा है तो फिर डेफिनेटली आपको इसी लेवल पर, मतलब ये यहाँ एक ओआई जोन बन रहा है मतलब 26,000 पे, तो यहाँ थोड़ा साइकोलॉजिक लेवल है, वहां तक आपको आराम से देखो। अभी मतलब ये पलट गया यहाँ, अभी इसके ऊपर आ गया, मुझे लग रहा है यहाँ क्लोजिंग 7 मिनट और है, बस 15 मिनट के लिए, तो फिर हम वेट कर देते हैं। और अगर इसके ऊपर आ रहा है तो यही से भी ट्रेड प्लान कर सकता है, पर यहाँ का बाउंस बैक ना हो जाए, मतलब बाउंस बैक नहीं, रिजेक्शन यहाँ से चेक कर लेना, वॉल्यूम से आपका डायरेक्शंस वैलिडेट कर लेना बस। सुब्रास Subrata Goswami bhai also have a good day. How about निफ्टी 50? वही है सेम जो पिवोट लाइन की हिसाब से अगर आप देख रहे तो वही सपोर्ट इसके ऊपर ही सस्टेन कर रहे तो फिर बुलिश साइड जा सकता है, पर कॉशियसली, मतलब वी हैव ऑल नेगेटिव impacts also to the market, so please be cautious and manage your lot size accordingly. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much everyone. Thank you.